genius expected from a #1 pick. Now let's talk about Jalen Green. This guy came into the league like a video game character. 6'5", elite athleticism, high-flying leaper, smooth shooting stroke. On paper, he's exactly what you want in a young, high-usage scorer. In the G League Ignite, he was turning heads, showing flashes of a two-way star who could dominate transition and put the ball in the basket from anywhere. And the numbers backed it up. Green has averaged 20.1 points per game on 42% shooting from the field and 34% shooting from three, with an 80% free throw percentage. Those are solid numbers for a 23-year-old wing in the NBA. He's got raw scoring ability, can get to the rim, and can pull up from deep without hesitation. But here's the problem. Athleticism can only take you so far. Green is a straight-line athlete. He doesn't have the shiftiness or craft to consistently create clean looks for himself or others. Decision-making can be erratic, handles are loose at times, and he's still figuring out how to read the floor at an NBA pace. And it shows. He can light up the scoreboard, but it rarely translates into wins. His team struggles when he's relied on to run the offense or create under pressure. Coaches have noticed it too. One assistant coach told reporters, "Jalen is one of the most athletic guys in the league, but you can see when the game slows down for him, he's not always sure where to go." Green is still young, so there's room for growth, but the clock is ticking. The league has caught up to him athletically, and now it's less about verticality and more about IQ, craft, and reading the game. Will he figure it out? Maybe. But if he doesn't add those elements, all the highlight reel dunks and deep threes won't be enough to elevate him to a superstar level. Man, Michael Porter Jr. is one of the most frustrating players I've ever watched because he could be special. Standing at 6'10" with a silky jumper and a wingspan that should make him a matchup nightmare, he should be dominating the league. Yet, he was nothing more than a spectator in Denver's championship run. Last season, he averaged 18.2 points per game on 50.4% shooting and nearly 40% from three and 7 rebounds per game. On paper, perfect third option. In reality, a roller coaster. When the Nuggets need him to rebound, he's floating. When they need him to defend, he's guessing. And when the game tightens up, his body language screams disengaged. While Porter's offense is solid, his inability to consistently impact the game beyond scoring has been a glaring issue. His defense is lackluster, and his playmaking is almost non-existent. The Nuggets' success was built around Nikola Jokic's brilliance, not Porter's contributions. I get it, he's had back surgeries, real injuries that limit mobility. But effort? That's not something you lose in rehab. Even Denver media outlets like the Denver Post have questioned his defensive commitment, saying Porter's lapses on defense make him the most unpredictable starter on the floor. Yeah, he can score, but he doesn't always help you win. He's the guy who will hit 4 threes in a row and then forget a rotation that swings the game. The numbers are nice. The impact, not so much. Now, with the Nets, Porter faces a pivotal moment in his career. The question remains, can he evolve into a two-way player and live up to his potential? Or will he continue to be a one-dimensional scorer? Next, D'Angelo Russell. And listen, I'm not denying D'Lo's bag. Dude can hoop. At Ohio State, he averaged 19.3 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, showcasing his versatility and basketball IQ. Drafted second overall by the Lakers in 2015, expectations were sky high. His shot creation, the flair, the pace, it's fun to watch. But the problem with D'Lo has never been talent, it's trust. Go back to 2017, the now infamous Lakers locker room incident. He secretly records teammate Nick Young talking about cheating, it leaks, and all hell breaks loose. That wasn't just gossip, it was a career-altering moment. Magic Johnson said flat out he wanted a leader, not a liability. So the Lakers traded him. And even after that redemption arc in Brooklyn, the same story followed him. Too streaky, too self-reliant, too hard to build around. When he came back to LA, he looked good in flashes, but the playoffs exposed him. Against Denver, he averaged 6 points a game and got benched in the conference finals. Russell's problem isn't skill, it's consistency and chemistry. You can't lead a franchise if teammates don't trust your decision-making when it matters. And that's why, after all these years, D'Lo still feels like a mercenary, skilled enough to get signed, but not trusted enough to build around. Russell's career has been marred by inconsistency, immaturity, and a lack of judgment. Despite flashes of brilliance, Russell has never fully realized his potential. His recent trade to the Nets underscores the league's growing impatience with his underachievement. Let's talk about Jonathan Kuminga, Golden State's golden project. Explosive, athletic, strong, everything you'd want in a modern wing. Kuminga is a physical marvel. At 6 feet 7 inches, with a 7-foot wingspan and elite athleticism, he possesses the tools to be a two-way star. Drafted into one of the best systems in basketball, surrounded by champions, coaches, and elite shooters, it was supposed to be the perfect developmental environment. In the 2023-24 season, he averaged 16.1 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game. However, his development has been anything but linear. And here we are, a few seasons in, and Kuminga's story still sounds the same. Flashes of greatness, flashes of confusion. Steve Kerr has said publicly that Kuminga needs to fit into the system and understand spacing. Translation, he's not adapting fast enough. And that's the problem, because at some point, young potential expires. When you're learning from Steph, Clay, and Draymond and still struggling with consistency, that's not on the system, it's on you. Kuminga has all the physical tools, but he's got to make the mental leap. Until then, he's an athletic maybe. Despite his raw talent, Kuminga's basketball IQ and consistency have been questioned. His minutes fluctuate, and he's often benched during critical moments, indicating a lack of trust from the coaching staff. The Warriors' decision to sign him to a 2-year, $48.5 million contract reflects their belief in his potential, but also their uncertainty about his future role. Mo Bamba, one of the most hyped prospects out of Texas. 7 feet tall, a 7'10 wingspan, a 7-footer who can shoot. He even had a viral rap song named after him before his NBA career even started. Sounds like a superstar, right? Even when the lights turned on, the production never matched the promise. Yeah, he blocks shots. Sure, he can knock down an open three. But impact? Almost none. In 6 years, he's bounced between 3 teams, averaging around 4 points and 4 rebounds per game last season. And it's not about talent. Bamba has more tools than most big men in the league. The problem? Drive, effort, urgency. One scout told Bleacher Report he has the tools but not the urgency. That's it in a nutshell. You can't survive in the NBA on potential alone. Eventually, you have to show up and play. Bamba came into the league as the next unicorn, posting a 3/4 court sprint in 3.04 seconds at the 2018 Combine, faster than Westbrook, Dwayne Wade, and John Wall. A freak athlete with guard-like agility and freakish length. On paper, it was the perfect storm. In reality, he drifts through games, floats on defense, disappears in key moments. Coaches don't trust him, and his minutes shrink. Mo Bamba is proof that talent without fire is worthless. You can be the most athletic guy in the world, but if you refuse to compete, the league will pass you by. Now let's talk about Bol Bol, Manute Bol's kid, a freak of nature. 7'2", 7'8" wingspan, shoots like a guard, moves like a wing. On paper, this guy is a unicorn. You watch his highlights and you're like, this is NBA god tier potential right here. But then reality hits. Every coach benches him. Every team eventually moves on. Why? Because the flashes never last. One night, he's dropping 20 points, grabbing 14 boards, looking unstoppable. The next, he's lost on defense, ghosting through rotations, doing everything but impacting the game. That's not a superstar. That's a highlight reel that forgot to show up to work. In 2023-24, Bol averaged just 5.2 points and 3.2 rebounds in 10.9 minutes per game over 43 games, shooting an efficient 61.6% from the field. Sure, the efficiency is nice, but that barely scratches the surface. Minutes are tight, trust is non-existent, and he's still treated like a project after years in the league. Here's the brutal truth. Bol Bol has all of the tools. Length, skill, freakish agility, but zero motor. You can be the next Steph Curry with